like wrestling.
My thought on 75 Day Hard was,
like how many people fuck up a little, don't drink that last gallon, and then just give up on it because they didn't do it. I'm wondering where the balance comes between you have to stick with it, and I mean, you can't say you did 75 Day Hard unless you do 75 Day Hard and you complete everything. But on the other hand, even crappily doing 75 Day Hard, where you don't necessarily drink a gallon of water every single day, would still massively improve most people's lives. Being more hydrated, going outside for 45 minutes a day, doing exercise, sticking to a diet. Even if you mess up once or twice, like, continuing it and not just being like, fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, I fucked up 75 Day Hard, I'm not doing it. So I'm wondering where the balance is between necessarily sticking with it and being like, oh, 75 Day Hard, can't lose anything, have to drink my gallon, can't eat anything on my diet, can't, like, my workout has to be exactly 45 minutes. I'm wondering, like, where, like, how anal do you have to be, or does being too anal to it, if you don't actually follow through, or you mess up one day, does that just give up? Because, I mean, like, I don't know, you 75 Day Hard, like, when I was doing ice baths, I phrased it in such a way of, I'm going to put myself in the coldest water I have available every single day. When I was in the desert, I was literally taking like 3-liter water bottles and dumping them over my head because I had access to no water. I was camping in the desert, and that was the coldest water that I had access to. The desert was 40 degrees. It was freaking freezing. But I didn't have an ice bath. Like, when I was traveling through Europe and I was still doing this, some days I would, like, when I was in the Alps, I would go in the streams. When I was in the Alps, I would go in the shower. But, like, I phrased it in such a way that coldest water I had access to, so I was never, like, if it was a shower, it was a shower. If it was, like, the ocean, it was the ocean. Like, it was the coldest water I had access to.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering where the balance lies between, or what your thoughts on that.
Okay, that's actually, so, yeah. I didn't discourage you. So I think, like, I did the same cold water thing as well. And what I personally found is that doing a year of that kind of made my core body temperature drop slightly, which made me feel really weird. So I stopped doing it. But the discipline to do it and notice that and develop habits around the ability to do it. So that's the one thing with, like, extreme things. I think it's just good to do them for long periods of time to show yourself that you can. But it's also good to be aware of what's going on, so you don't just do things till you die. Because it's just, like, it's ultimately fine. Like, I don't know, if you're paying attention to your body, you're not going to kill yourself. If you're like, wow, this is making me feel bad, then don't do it. But, like, also, like, make the requirements less dumb. Like, I remember, like, I did cold showers for a year, personally. He did much harder thing. He did, basically cold, like, 5-minute, like, ice baths or whatever, or at least cold showers.
30 minutes.
Like 30, like crazy shit. I did at least ice showers for 1 year straight when I was 16. I thought it would increase testosterone. And it ultimately, pour in the bowl. It ultimately didn't in the end, but the experiment overall did, because I grew some balls and I actually learned how to commit to something and how to observe my body under adverse conditions. So I'm like, oh, even if I was stuck out in cold conditions for a year, I know my body could adapt. And I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to live like that. But I can do it, and I know I can do it, and I've done it for at least some sort of thing. So I'm meditating right now is what I'm doing, and I'm aiming at 30 minutes every day. But as long as I hit 10, I consider it done. Like, I don't have, like...
You drink my water.
I did.
Keep talking.
Alright, but basically, like, making the requirements... It's like fitness. Like, I have to walk. I gotta walk every day, or I do some sort of fitness thing every single day. So I don't lift every day. I don't even do bodyweight exercises every day. I don't walk every day, but I do something every day. And then periodically, I do very high intensity jiu-jitsu workouts. And like, I effed up my groin recently, and I'm just healing from that. So that's fun, not really, but you have to heal. You know, I don't want to be like 45 and all jacked up because I let myself heal, so I'm just not doing jiu-jitsu. and doing push-ups and doing body weight exercises and walking and stuff, but it's ultimately like I'm listening to my body. I'm kind of moving with the natural flow of my body, and then I kind of set my goals in the form of progressions. So I progress from one ability to another, so I gain abilities. So it's like I'm trying to gain, with the body weight exercises, more gymnastic ability, more mobility in my spine, more
No, but I want
strength in my spine.
more talk necessarily about the...
Oh, the committing to something?
No, like, there's the committing to something, but then there's also, like, the moment you mess up, it's like, fuck it, it's all gone. Like, all the progress is gone.
You have to define messing up better. That's like something like you have to define like
if you don't do it, then you failed the challenge.
Okay, like here's the thing. So like I've struggled with porn in the past, and the thing with porn, and like I guess like even like it's not really a thing in the past. It's just something I understand now, and it's not an issue because you have to understand it. It's like, let's say like you're like, I can never ever look at anything that's pornography, and it's like you just don't want it. Like then you come across something like you're reading a book, and it's like there's nudes in a book, and you're like, I fucked up. And like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to just make the requirements less dumb. Like, if you come across something that's pornographic, or let's say, God forbid, you even seek something out that's pornographic, don't kill yourself for doing it. Just be like, oh, I guess I learned to not do this. And then just don't make it a habit. Like, James Clear has a really good thing. He says, 2 days, like with a habit. Oh, this is something really good. This is really like a key to this, I think. This is something that's helped with meditation dramatically. Because I've noticed I only ever mess up when I go 2 days. A habit is every day, or at least don't miss 2 days in a row. If you miss 2 days in a row, like 1 day missed is a mistake, 2 day missed is a start of a new habit. So let's say you watch porn one day, you don't meditate, you don't do whatever habit you're supposed to do one day. Do not do it the next day. By like all and like don't do it the day after that either, but like do not like, because it's like to give in 2 days in a row or give in again is the beginning of a new habit. I mean, maybe you just, I don't know, maybe you're just at a point in your life where you're just going to keep messing that up because you have guilt issues and it's just, it's genuinely difficult.
Think about redefining 75 day hard as like 75 day easy, 75 day medium, 75 day hard, 75 day harder.
No, it's got to be 75 day hard, because it's like people like at that consistency is consistency or it's not consistency.
No, but I was
so
like,
there's an inconsistent standard, then they can't sell consistency because they're kind of just.
No, but if you mess up for 1 day, then now it's not 75 day hard. Now it's like.
No, but then, dude, now there's gonna be like 75 day negative hard, and it's gonna be like, how many prostitutes can you bang in an hour? Like, while doing like the most amount of cocaine, and people are gonna like die on Reddit while like speed running it or something. Like, that's what I'm saying, because it has to. I think that's why it's like, because if you create multiple gradients, people are like, okay, I'm gonna start a 75 day negative medium 0.2 prostitute version. And they're gonna die. I don't know.
That's something to think about, because it's like it's beneficial to do 75 day hard, but on the other hand, like I know for a fact that if people mess up, they have a tendency of.
Can I go to water? I'll give you some of my gallon. We can go get spring water.
They have a tendency of being like, well, I guess I'm not doing 75 day hard anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm wondering, is there a way to necessarily combat that, or do you just need them to be so driven to finish the end goal of 75 day hard that they just keep redoing it and repursuing it?
So I can't seem to get my life together unless I meditate every day. Like, it actually seems to manifest as like neurological problems, and I believe this is probably from HPA axis dysregulation due to insomnia and stuff. It's not like I like do criminal stuff or like violent things because I have anger problems. It's just I get like insanely angry. I have to like sit down. They're like, oh, I didn't meditate. And then I meditate, and it's like crazy. Like, all my problems just magically go away. I could be in the middle of a fight with my wife, and it's like, I could be like, I swear to God, I've done nothing wrong. Like, it's just all her fault. And if I meditate for 30 minutes, then there's no longer a fight. I don't even know. It's weird. She'll call me right after I stop meditating and be like, oh, you know, like, it's eerie. I don't know. So I've tried to meditate every day since I was 10 years old. And I've been able to do that probably realistically 20% to 25% of the days since I was 12. Yeah, probably about 20 in some form of meditation, like 20%. I'd say that's
How do you find meditation? Because I'll do
exactly. So
I'll
this
do meditation in my tree stand where I literally just observe my thoughts and don't distract myself with. I find meditation is just not distracting myself. Like I'll go for a walk and I'll count that. If I don't look at my phone, if I don't like try to film a video on the walk, I'll count that as meditation. If I'm like thinking and observing my breathing and looking around and being conscious and being mindful and I'm not distracting myself, I'll be like, okay, that was a meditation. Like if I'm sitting in my tree stand hunting and I'm not looking at my phone, I'm not looking at buying heated gloves because of how damn cold it is, I'm not like, if I'm just observing nature, listening for the sounds of deer and observing the thoughts that enter my head, I count that as like a meditation.
I agree. I try to make it as easy for myself to keep that. So this is like where it comes in for me. Like, I think it's just a constant wrestling match, and I've just realized that over years. Like, because like I like mess up 2 days in a row, and I stop meditating, and then my life starts to fall apart, so I start meditating again. Or like, I mean, it seems that way. I mean, there's probably deeper patterns going on or whatever, but meditating helps me become aware of them. And it creates space for awareness. So now it's 30 minutes a day, and ideally beginning of the day, and I just try to make that as consistent as possible. But if I get 5 minutes at the end of the day, that still counts as making the habit, and then I just never miss 2 days in a row.
So do it even if you do it shitty.
Do it even if you do it shitty, but always kind of aim to do it well.
I mean, that's kind of what I did with the ice bath is do it if you do it shitty, but aim to do it well. Like, if you got so caught up that day that you, like, didn't do the ice bath, you didn't go out for driving, it's like 11:45, you can't drive to the hole, then I'll, like, and you're already lying in bed, then I'll get out of bed, stand in a cold shower for 5 minutes, and then dry off and go back to bed. And I'm like, that wasn't the ideal, but I did it, so day checked off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just have to meet... And this is what I've noticed with exercise. It's really a noticing thing. Like, I journal, too. I try my hardest to do things, like that keep me consistent with the habits of the person I want to be, and keep me reminded. I just write them down in my journals and stuff. And it's a struggle. I mean, right now, I'm basically... Like, I think right now, I'm probably going to... I'm gonna I gotta take a leak outside, and then I'm going to go meditate in the loft. You can continue the video, but I think I just need to go do that just so I can keep the habit at least as early in the day as possible, just for the sake of actually keeping with the thing, because the real benefit of meditating is doing it in the beginning of the day, and that's where it gives me the advantage. It really is kind of like maintenance work the later in the day I do it. So I'm gonna go do that, and then chug the green tea bowl, probably pass out for 30 minutes, get spring water, and continue the high energy level focus session. So I know you do that. You can continue the idea though. That's my idea.
I guess what we want to talk
All
about.
philosophy is active philosophy.